Namaste. My name is JVN Rishi Gautam from Department of Journalism. Today's topic is role of radio in international communication. Western countries seized the chances to implement radio communication after the first radio transmissions of human voice in 1902. But the two mechanisms of radio broadcasting were distinctively different. In the USA, in the USA, in the USA, the Radio Act of 1927 confirmed its status as an advertising funded commercial enterprise, while in Britain, the public broadcasting pioneer British Broadcasting Corporation set up in the same year. During the First World War and the Second World War, radio broadcasting played a significant role in both domestic public opinion management and international diplomacy propaganda abroad. Even in the Cold War times, this radio dominated international communication still featured in propaganda respective ideologies. The prominent example is the Voice of America, which ran a global network to indoctrinate American dream to its international audience. Radio also played an important role in the ideological confrontation between the East and the West. Broadcasts could penetrate the Iron Curtain, the directly address the enemy, which was extremely important in the early days of the Cold War. Western broadcasting offered an alternative channel to the flow of new information and ideas. Around one third of Soviet urban adults and about half of East European adults were regular listeners of Western broadcasts at the time. Shortwave transmission sites, known as number stations, were used by both the United States and Soviet governments to send propaganda to foreign countries. They were also a secure means of sending coded messages to intelligence officers operating in other countries. As long as an agent had the station, the airtime, and encryption code, he could receive a one-time message that only he could understand. Not only Western countries have been impacted by communication through the use of radio broadcasting. An example of this an example of this is the 1994 Rwandan genocide. In April of 1994, a plane carrying the presidents of Rwanda and neighboring Burundi crashed under mysterious circumstances. This sparked a massing killing spree that took place over the next 3 months and left over a million Rwandans dead. The Rwandan media have been accused of inciting hatred that led to violence by using an ethical framework to report a political struggle as well as spreading fear, rumors, and panic. They also incited ordinary citizens to take part in the massacres. Through its broadcasts, popular radio station RTLM attracted unemployed youth and Interahamwe Militia, a far right organization, demanding a new communication order. Since the Cold War officially ended in 1990, the intense relations of superpowers halted with the collapse of the Soviet Union and the emergence of the third world countries. The unequally developed communication order can no longer exist. The third world called for seizing their marginalized communication status, especially when international communications stepped into the information age. The convergence of telecommunication and computing and the ability to move all type of data, pictures, words, sounds via the internet have revolutionized international information exchange. Considerations for international communication. When communicating internationally, it is important to take culture into consideration. Though English has become the language of business, many businesses fail to recognize that the language used does not determine how business is conducted. Therefore, it is important to understand that intercultural and international communication are interchangeable. Effective communication between international business partners is critical for global success and underlying national and organizational cultural differences in international business related relationships can create hurdles to effective communication, which can hinder performance. Thank you.